let us start by getting the leads into the system. Right? So the leads can be imported, created manually, or received from the third-party systems. So to create a lead manually, you can go to the lead listing. There is a create button. You can provide the relevant information. Phone is mandatory. All the other fields are customizable. So you can give the relevant information and create a new lead manually. Right? So the second option is to bulk import the lead from your say Excel or CSV. Right? So if you're already maintaining your leads in Excel, you can export into CSV and bring them into LeadPixie. The third option to bring leads into LeadPixie is through a third-party integration. Right? So LeadPixie provides a whole lot of connectors to connect with the third-party platforms. Right? So, for example, if you are running meta ad campaigns that generates inquiries from instant forms, you can use our Facebook lead ads connector to connect to that, and then in real time get inquiries into the system. Similarly, you can do that for India Mart, Housing, Magic Bricks, 99 Acres, Just Dial, Shiksha, etc. Right? But note that the third-party providers have to provide the API, and in some cases that depends on the subscription you have with them. Right? So LeadPixie is very open to integrate to third-party APIs, provided you have the subscription and they give the support and the APIs to connect to them. Right? So similarly, we also give webhooks and APIs using which you can connect to your website forms or any other platforms again. And on top of it, we also have integration with official Meta WhatsApp API, which we provide, and the personal WhatsApp as well, which allows you to sync the chat messages into the system. The leads will show up in the leads listing. The many default views. You can also create custom views and remove any views that you do not need. Right? So, for example, you see a view called as all leads here, which will list all the leads in the system. Overdue view will only list leads which are currently overdue. You can see that there are no leads which are overdue. If there are any leads created today, you can see them in the created today view. If you assign any leads, you can see that these leads show up here. And if any leads are contacted today, so those will also show up here. There are quick lead scopes by which you can filter the leads in the views. There are options to search and filter leads as well, right? So there are many options to segregate and quickly see the leads that you want to work on. Right. So let's look at the leads now, right? So you have all the leads here. As an owner, you see everyone's leads. For example, here you can see the owner of these first three leads are Jagruti. The rest of the leads are owned by a caller called as RQ. Now, because you are the owner of this account, you see all the leads. But if Jagruti logs in, she will only see her leads. And when RQ logs in, he will only see only his leads. Right? In case you want to reassign a lead, you can select the leads, click on assign, and then you can assign it to any other caller. Right? While assigning, you can also set up priority, which will show up in the today's view by default that comes up. For example, if you say work on this lead by 6 p.m., you will see that these leads will immediately show up in the today's view of Kirti. Right? So it is much easier for the caller to keep working on only today's view. So the recommended way is when the caller or the sales agent starts the day, they look at all the leads that they want to work on, move them to today's queue, and then start working on all the leads from this particular queue. Right? So now the assignment can also be done using an automation. Right? So you saw how we did manually, but if you look at under automation, there is a lead assignment also. You can use this also to assign leads by source, by stage, or by any other field that is defined in the lead. Note that all fields in the lead are customizable, right? So for example, there are fields like budget, phone number 2, phone number 1, etc. These are created for this particular flow. If you do not want them, you can remove and then add any other fields that you want. So all fields are customizable. This is about how you can import leads and assign leads to the callers. Once the leads are assigned, the telecaller will see them in their queue. The telecaller can either work on the leads in the web, or they can work on the leads from the mobile Android CRM, right? So I will show how the view is going to be for Jagruti in the mobile app. So you can see the view here. This is Jagruti's login. She's a member, right? So now when she logs in, she sees a view like this, right? Very similar to the admin view, but you can see here she is only seeing her leads. All these leads are where she is the owner. She is not seeing anyone else's leads, only her leads, right? So she has a view called today's leads, which basically will show all the leads that are prioritized for today, or the leads which have a follow-up for today, right? If there is a follow-up that is set for today, it will immediately show up in this particular view without you doing anything, right? So now my leads will show all her leads. Contacted will show the leads that she has contacted today. Similarly, we have other views also. You can also see this notification there, which will help in terms of following up, in terms of not missing any of the leads, right? So you can see this is a lead that is prioritized for today, and it clearly says there is a priority that requires your attention by 6 p.m. today, right? You can either directly go to the lead, or you can engage at any time when you are free, right? So this is how you can see the Jagruti, the telecaller will see the leads. Now these are the 3 leads. Let's assign few more leads so that we can see how it shows up here, right? So I will take these 2 leads as a owner. I'm assigning it to Jagruti, and I'm saying mark it as a priority by 3:30, right? So now this is assigned. Now if I look at the view again, you can see these 2 new leads are showing up, and it is showing up in the order of the priority on which they have to work. Okay, so now she can go into this lead, right? Directly call the lead from here, and once the call is done, she can update the log. She can update the log by creating a new call log here, right? So what is the call status, whether it was answered, whether it was ringing, etc. If there is any other status, the status around this, or if it is ringing, there is no status required, right? And then she can put a note, and if required, she can also add a next follow-up on this, right? It's very simple in terms of for the caller. The workflow is pretty simple. Look at all the leads in today's leads, because these leads are prioritized for today, either by the owner or the manager, or by themselves when they start the day, right? So, and go through these leads one by one. You can see that now this lead is touched by calling. So you can see that the background color is changed, and quickly you will see, right? So you visually you will know that, okay, this is already been touched. Now I have to work on this, right? So the other way to look at is, for example, when you click on this lead again, so you see all the information of the customer, etc. Here you can edit the information while you're on the call. All of that can be done. Plus, all you have to do is just swipe right to go to the next lead. You don't have to go back to the listing. You can keep swiping right to keep going to the leads, right? And then immediately call. Note, you can also set up auto dial here, right? So if you look at here, there is an auto dial option which will dial all the leads in this particular queue one by one. You don't need to even manually swipe, go to the lead, etc. This will give you an easy option for the callers, save a lot of time, and then they can quickly get through the calls and then reach more customers. Right now, you've seen that this lead is touched, right? As an owner, if you come here, you immediately know that Jagruti has contacted this lead and the status is still RNR. So you can see that it updates real time, right? So as an owner, you can quickly see what is happening, who is working on what. Plus, if you go to the dashboard, you can also see that there is one call done, 0 connected because it was RNR, 0 talk time because again it was RNR and not connected, right? So you can quickly see all of that. Plus, you can also see all the other stages that are there. So apart from the counter and the regular lead widgets, there are 2 important widgets for call tracking. One is call activity, the other one is leads contacted today, right? So in here you can see it shows as 1, which means that there is 1 lead contacted by Jagruti and the status is RNR. If the same lead is contacted again, the count will still remain as 1, right? This is by leads. Here in this widget, you can see the number of calls done. If there are 2 calls done to the same lead, the total calls will show up as 2 here. Basically, this is by calls. This is more about call tracking. For example, Jagruti has done 1 call today, 0 are connected because it was RNR, no talk time, right? So average or total call duration. First call was done at this hour, last call was done at this hour, and you can also see the number of calls by each hour. So as an owner, you will clearly know in which hour the callers are doing the calls and which hours they are working on something else, right? So based on that, you can either optimize the lead assignment or have different teams for different roles. We hope this LeadPixie video was helpful. Please reach out to us for any queries. Thank you.